All right, so get this, Capcom, the company behind huge games like Street Fighter and Resident Evil, they're saying they're going to have a crazy successful year.
Really?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Their finances tell a totally different story.
Hmm.
Sales are down, profits are way down,
Oh, wow.
but they're still saying that they're going to have this like amazing comeback year.
So how is that even possible?
That's what we're going to figure out today.
Okay.
And you guys sent in this article from Simulation Daily.
Right.
That might have the answer.
Great.
It's called Capcom announces declining sales and profits, but expects a winning year due to Monster Hunter Wilds.
Interesting.
And honestly, I'm really interested to see what they're talking about here. So let's just jump right in. So what is going on here?
Well, this article, it really does paint a fascinating picture.
Yeah.
It lays out Capcom's financial performance for the first 9 months of the fiscal year 2024.
Okay.
And sales dropped by 16.3%.
Okay.
And operating income has fallen by 35%.
Wow, that's a lot.
Those are some pretty big drops.
Yeah. It's not really the kind of performance that makes you think record-breaking year.
Right.
So what's going on? Did they, like, release a bunch of bad games? Or did the gaming market just crash?
Not really.
Okay.
It seems like the main reason is because they had such an amazing year last year.
Oh,
It's a really tough act to follow.
Okay.
You remember Street Fighter 6?
Oh, yeah?
That game was a phenomenon. It did amazingly well.
Right.
So trying to compare this year to that kind of makes things look worse than they are.
So it's not that they're doing badly, it's just that last year was, like, crazy good.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I got it.
Yeah.
So are there any, like, signs of life, though, in these numbers?
Well, actually, yeah. There's something kind of interesting in these figures. While their overall sales are down, one area is actually doing better than before, and that's the sales of their older games.
Oh, interesting.
Their back catalog.
Yeah.
So this seems to show that people are still really into Capcom's classic games.
Makes sense.
They're still playing those games. They're going back to them.
Right.
And maybe they're even hoping for new games in those series.
So even though the excitement from the new releases has calmed down, there's still a lot of interest in their older games.
Exactly.
That's a very dedicated fan base.
It is.
It makes you think that maybe Capcom's strategy is more than just like trying to make one big hit and that's it.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And that brings us to what this whole deep dive is about, Monster Hunter.
Right.
It's pretty obvious that Capcom is really hoping that Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be a big success.
Yeah.
And that's coming out pretty soon, February 28th?
Yeah.
For PC, PS5, and Xbox Series XS?
That's right.
Oh, man. The excitement for this game is, like, everywhere.
It is.
And if all this hype is actually real, then it seems like they might have something really big here.
Yeah. You know, it's more than just hype, though. Because the excitement for Wilds has made people go back and buy older Monster Hunter games.
Really?
Like World Iceborne and Rise. And, you know, the Monster Hunter series has already sold over 100 million copies total.
Wow.
So it's not hard to see why Capcom is so excited about this new game.
Okay, so we've got declining profits,
Yeah.
we've got some hope with their back catalog,
Uh-huh.
and we've got this giant game coming out that everyone's waiting for.
Yeah.
So what does it all mean? Is Capcom crazy for being so optimistic, or is there something we're missing?
Well, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Despite everything that's going on right now, Capcom has set some really big goals for the whole fiscal year.
Like what?
They want to make 165,000 million yen in sales.
Whoa.
And 64,000 million yen in operating income.
Okay, so that's a huge jump from last year, even with everything going on right now.
It is.
So they're basically betting everything on Monster Hunter Wilds,
It seems that way.
hoping that it's going to be the next big hit, like Resident Evil 4 Remake. But that's a lot of pressure to put on one game, don't you think?
Well, yeah, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are they putting all their eggs in one basket?
All right.
To really answer that,
All right.
we have to look past the excitement and think about what Capcom is really trying to do here.
Okay.
What's their plan? It's easy to look at this and think Capcom is going to sink or swim based on this one game.
Right.
But I think it's more complicated than that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds is a big part of their plan,
Uh-huh.
but they're not putting all their hopes on just this one game.
Okay.
Remember we were talking about how well their older games are still selling?
Right.
That's actually a big part of their strategy.
So it's like they have this safety net
Yeah.
made of nostalgia and all those loyal fans
Exactly.
who just keep coming back for more, even if it's not the newest stuff.
That's a really smart move by Capcom.
Yeah.
They're not only relying on new games to make money,
Right.
They're keeping their old series alive,
Yeah.
making sure they're still making money, even when the new games aren't doing so well.
It's like they're playing the long game,
Yeah.
building up all these popular series
Exactly.
so that each one is helping the others.
Right.
Makes you wonder if Monster Hunter is so successful because of this long-term plan,
Mm.
and not just because it's a good game.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Making a successful series isn't just about releasing one hit game.
Right.
It's about making a whole world,
Yeah.
characters that people love,
Uh-huh.
gameplay that really clicks with players.
Okay.
It's about building a community,
Right.
listening to what the fans want,
Yeah.
and making the game better over time.
And Capcom seems to be really good at all that.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, you don't get to 100 million copies sold by accident.
No, you don't.
They're dedicated to quality and to the fans.
That's for sure.
And you can see that in how they handle Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
But it's not just Monster Hunter, is it?
No, it's not.
They have a whole bunch of famous game series that all have their own huge fan bases.
Yeah, like Resident Evil, Street Fighter, Devil May Cry.
Oh, yeah, those are huge.
Those are powerhouses.
Yeah,
Each one could make a ton of money
right.
and really help Capcom as a whole.
It's kind of like having a diverse portfolio.
Yeah,
You wouldn't put all your money into just one stock.
exactly.
You spread it around to different industries
Right.
so that you have a better chance of doing well.
That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
And it looks like Capcom gets that.
Yeah.
They're using all of their series to their advantage,
Right.
making sure they don't depend too much on any one of them.
Uh-huh.
They're keeping the old ones strong
Right.
and also trying new things.
So it's not just Monster Hunter Wilds.
Right.
It's this bigger plan,
Yes.
this long-term vision
Exactly.
that covers all their games, their history, their commitment to making amazing games.
Exactly. And it seems to be working for them.
Yeah.
Even with profits down right now.
Yeah.
Their stock price is pretty stable. Investors seem to believe in them.
Makes sense. They're not just chasing the latest trends.
Right.
They're building something that will last.
Exactly. Something that could be around for years to come.
Yeah, this is really interesting.
Yeah.
Like a case study in how to manage a brand plan for the future and how powerful video game franchises can be.
I agree.
It definitely shows a trend we're seeing in gaming.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just make one big game and then move on.
No.
Companies are realizing that it's better to have a bunch of series that last a long time,
That's right.
to build communities and make games that people want to play for years.
You have to make worlds that people want to get lost in.
Yeah.
Characters they care about.
Mm-hmm.
And gameplay that keeps them coming back. And it seems like Capcom has figured out how to do that.
Yeah, they have.
They're making worlds that people want to be a part of, stories that connect with them, and gameplay that's both hard and fun.
So you're saying their success isn't just luck, it's a plan.
It-
Built on these famous game series, a loyal fan base, and knowing what makes video games so great.
I think so.
Mm.
And it'll be interesting to see how that plan changes in the future
Right.
as games keep changing.
Yeah.
Will they keep doing well?
Yeah.
Or will they run into new problems as the industry changes?
That's a really good question.
It is.
But for now, they seem to be in a good spot.
Yeah.
They have a solid base, a history of success, and a ton of excitement for Monster Hunter Wilds.
Right.
And we can't forget about nostalgia.
Yeah.
Their old games are still making money,
That's right.
which proves that even in an industry that's always changing,
Huh.
people still love the classics.
I do.
It's like they found the perfect balance, the
Yeah.
excitement of new things and the comfort of old favorites. They
Right.
keep trying new things,
Yeah.
but they also remember what made their games popular in the first place.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and other successful companies are doing the same thing.
They are.
Like Nintendo with Mario and Zelda.
Right.
They always make new games,
Yeah.
but they keep the things that fans love.
Exactly.
And then there are those live service games,
Oh, yeah.
like Fortnite and Destiny 2.
Those are interesting.
Yeah,
They're designed to keep people playing for years.
right.
Always updating with new content and stories. Those are a different kind of game.
Yeah,
A whole different way of making games and making money.
yeah,
It's not about making one game and then being done.
right.
It's about making a world that keeps changing
Uh-huh.
so that people want to stay involved.
It's like they're making ongoing stories.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
Ongoing stories.
yeah.
That's really what live service games are.
Yeah.
It's not just playing a game. It's being part of something bigger.
Yeah,
Playing with other people
right.
and seeing the world change over time.
And people love it.
They do.
These games are making tons of money.
Yeah,
And they're changing the whole industry.
you are.
So how will traditional companies like Capcom deal with this?
Yeah.
Will they try the live service thing?
Yeah.
Or stick to what they know?
Right. Those well-made single-player games.
It's a big decision for them.
It is.
They have two very different paths they could take.
Yeah.
And what they choose will really affect their future.
It will. What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think out there listening?
Yeah.
Do you think Capcom will get into live service games?
Right.
Or do you think they'll stick with what they're good at?
Yeah.
Those carefully made standalone games.
It's a tough question.
It is.
No easy answer.
No, but it's something to think about.
Definitely.
As we keep exploring the world of video games.
A world that's always changing.
That's for sure.
It's a wild ride.
It is.
But we love it.
Absolutely.
So let's get back to Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay.
We've talked about the pressure on Capcom,
Right.
their hopes for this game,
Right.
and their overall plan.
Yeah.
But what about the game itself?
What can players actually expect from this new Monster Hunter? From what I've seen, this game is going to be really different from the other Monster Hunter games.
Oh, yeah.
Like huge open areas to explore, new creatures to hunt.
Right.
And they're really focusing on crafting and survival.
Yeah, they're really going all out with the Wilds part of the name.
Yeah.
Pushing what you can do in a Monster Hunter game.
And from the previews and trailers,
Yeah.
the graphics look amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like they're using the power of these new consoles
Yeah.
to make something that really draws you in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious about that new grappling hook.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like it's going to change how you move around and fight.
Yeah, you'd be able to climb up cliffs,
Right?
swing across gaps, get away from charging monsters.
It just adds a whole new level of excitement to the game.
Yeah, and strategy.
Right.
You have to think about how you're going to use it.
And we can't forget about playing with friends.
Oh, yeah. Monster Hunter has always been about playing together. It's more fun with friends.
And it seems like Wilds is going to be even better for that, with easy online co-op and new features to make playing together even more fun.
Yeah, co-op is like built into Monster Hunter's DNA.
Totally.
And Wilds is taking it even further.
Imagine teaming up with your friends.
Yeah.
Each of you with your own role in the hunt.
Right.
Using your skills and gear
Yeah.
to take down these giant monsters.
That's the kind of experience that makes you lifelong friends.
For sure. Okay, so we've got great graphics, new ways to play, and awesome multiplayer.
Right.
But what about the monsters themselves?
Ah, yes. The stars of the show.
Exactly. What kind of terrifying creatures are we going to be hunting this time?
Well, it looks like a mix of old favorites and new faces.
Oh, really?
Yeah, classics like Rathalas and Diablos are back.
Nice.
But they've been updated for the new consoles.
Okay.
Better graphics, smarter AI, new attacks.
So even experienced players will have a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to fight Rathalas again. Those fireballs and charges are going to be even crazier on the new hardware.
They are.
But tell me about the new monsters.
Okay.
What surprises do they have for us?
Well, there's one that everyone's talking about.
Okay.
Magnamullo.
Magnamullo.
Yeah, a scary fanged wyvern with unique armor and a breath attack that explodes.
Ooh.
It's fast aggressive. Totally different from anything we've seen in Monster Hunter before.
Magnamullo sounds intense.
It does?
Like a true flagship monster for this game.
Definitely.
I'm already thinking about how to beat it.
Yeah.
But it's not just about the individual monsters, right?
Right.
What about the environments?
Ah, yes.
How does the world itself play into the gameplay?
That's one of the coolest things about Wilds.
Okay.
The environment isn't just a background.
Yeah.
It's part of how you play the game.
Mm.
The creatures use the terrain to their advantage.
That makes sense.
And you have to do the same.
Right.
Use the environment to help you set traps,
Okay.
find choke points,
Oh.
even trigger environmental hazards
Wow.
to turn the fight in your favor.
So it's a really dynamic hunting experience where
Yeah.
you constantly have to think on your feet and adapt.
Exactly.
And with the grappling hook adding a whole new way to move and fight,
Yeah,
I bet the battles are going to be epic.
I think so too.
It sounds like Monster Hunter Wilds has the potential to be something truly special.
I agree.
It's a game that takes what we love about the series
Yeah.
and adds a bunch of new stuff.
It's both familiar and fresh.
Right.
Challenging and rewarding.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be the mega hit that Capcom needs to reach those big financial goals.
Right.
But even if it doesn't get that big,
Yeah.
it's clear that Capcom is thinking long-term,
They are.
building up their franchises
Right.
and making games that people all over the world love.
Absolutely. And that's pretty awesome.
It is.
In an industry that's always chasing the next big thing,
Right.
Capcom is building something that lasts. A legacy of quality and innovation that keeps gamers coming back for more.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
it's exciting to think about what the future holds.
It is.
Will Monster Hunter Wilds be the smash hit they're hoping for?
Who knows?
Yeah. Will their plan keep working?
Yeah, what will they do next?
Only time will tell.
It will.
But one thing's for sure, we'll be here,
Absolutely.
ready to break down and talk about everything that happens
Yes.
in the world of Capcom and the gaming industry as a whole.
Until next time.
Happy hunting, everyone.